I think it depends on like how you relate yourself and like what are your goals, because I'm I feel comfortable to be on the back end on the company. So for myself, realizing that I'm the like initial founder and I still entrepreneur and I'm still like running this myself is more important for me than like being in the front of all the cameras, you know. So uh, for me, it I feel pretty comfortable like this, but because like anyway, sometimes I need to go and like doing interviews or something else, and it's also like it's hard for me to do. So pretty much doing it not that often and be on the back end, still realize myself when I'm doing this as a business, as an entrepreneur, works pretty well. Yeah, and I think this previous business experience helped a lot to realize that.
Thank you for joining episode 142. I always love interviewing and working with young startup founders. They are so passionate, full of energy, and have big ideas. It's even more interesting to talk to them when they have already learned some valuable lessons like Alex has. Alex created his first company, Springs, 8 years ago, until he realized that being the CEO wasn't his thing. So he scaled himself out of the business and hired a CEO to run it. He then launched a new startup called Elai.io, and based on the lessons from his previous company, he scaled up earlier by recruiting a CEO while he became the CTO. Now, that's a lesson many entrepreneurs should learn because entrepreneurship requires a lot of self awareness. It means that if you want to eliminate bottlenecks, you need to first be aware of them. And the best place to start your journey is to take the Bottleneck Index, of course. It's a quick and accurate evaluation tool to identify potential bottlenecks and their impact on your business. Plus, it offers practical solutions to help you overcome them. You can find the link to access this resource in the show notes. And now let's turn to Alex and his journey. Hi, Alex. Thank you very much for joining me today.
Hi, Laurent.
All right, so let's get directly into it. I tackle bottlenecks, and you have a very relevant story. So we're gonna talk about bottlenecks heads on. when you
Nice.
when you, when you created your first company, Springs, that was like I think 7 years ago or something like that. You tried to sell it. You couldn't find a buyer, but then you scaled yourself out of the business. You recruited a CEO and became just a partner. Then you went on to create your new company, and then what happened is that instead of becoming the CEO, again you do the same. This time you do it earlier. You found a CEO, and then you became the CTO. But still, so you have a CEO who is your partner, but he reports to you basically. Although you also report to him as a CTO. Why are you not the CEO of your own company?
um, like from my vision, from my perspective, like CEO and CTO focus is a bit different. So it's like when you create startup or like company, it's like lots of different aspects and lots of different things you need to work on. So it's pretty much sales, marketing, fundraising, operations, product itself, like technical implementation, and so on. And like I myself as an engineer in the beginning, so I started my career as like just creating products as an engineer, web developer. I feel really comfortable creating and coding, and even like while I'm creating companies, uh, I still need this, like I feel myself like when I create something and code and like focus on product itself, I feel myself much more comfortable. And that's why when I founded Elai, I already from the beginning understood that I want to focus on these parts, because before I had experience running a company as a CEO, and the focus was sales, fundraising, and lots of stuff, operations as well. Lots of stuff which I didn't find myself like really enjoying and doing.
Right.
So that's why initially when I started this one, I understood that I want to do this. And initially, when I looked for a partner, I looked specifically for non-technical partner who will focus on specifically a more CEO role and doing business, and I will focus on product. And now in 2 years, I realize it works pretty well.
Yeah. I mean, it requires a lot of self-awareness. I mean, because I know a lot of entrepreneurs, and I coach some of them who have difficulties in doing that, because they think that, I'm the entrepreneur, I'm the founder, I should be the CEO, and then along the way, maybe they realize that it's not necessarily true. But you already realize that you're still quite young, so, and you already realize that. And I guess also the other point I wanted to mention is it requires also to sit a little bit on your ego, I believe, because you're not the main man, right? As the CTO. Is that also your experience?
I think it depends on like how you relate yourself and like what are your goals, because I feel comfortable to be on the back end on the company. So for myself, realizing that I'm the like initial founder and I still entrepreneur and I'm still like running this myself is more important for me than like being in the front of all the cameras, So for me, I feel pretty comfortable like this, but because like anyway, sometimes I need to go and like doing interviews or something else, and it's also like it's hard for me to do. So pretty much doing it not that often and be on the back end, still realize myself when I'm doing this as a business, as an entrepreneur, works pretty well. Yeah, and I think this previous business experience helped a lot to realize that.
What was the hardest part in your previous business, Springs?
So yeah, first of all, I think it was like this, not ability to scale it. And as a software agency, we try to find the way to scale it like fast, and it was pretty hard to do. And the second thing I think is that initially it seemed to me like you creating products, but many of them to your clients. But afterwards, as we grow, my role was more out of projects at all, right? Because you need to hire project managers, and projects are developed by developers. And like I didn't focus on products at all, because I even didn't know what my company in some cases did for other clients. And I just felt that it's not my type of business, because like I feel that I want to create something, some product. So product business is like really something that I wanted to build. And yeah, that was like two main reasons why I thought it makes sense to restructure it and create product from the fresh start.
And this new company that you started while you're still a partner in Springs, do you think, like now with reflection on your experience, do you think you could have done the same with when you started Springs 7 years ago? Do you think it would have been better? Was it at all possible? Because I guess one of the issues here is that I see is, if you don't have the money, you have to be the CEO by default, right? So because you can't hire someone. But maybe you could have found like a co-founder who you and give him or her like equity.
It's possible, but like from my vision now, I don't think that I would start, because it's just not something that I want to do. Yeah, so why should I start this business instead of doing other business, which I already know that I will like more. But in terms of like, initial funds and skills, I feel that even for me it's easier to create product than to grow service business now, because in service business it's also lots of things you need to do, right? It's also competition, it's not simple business, especially if you want to grow it big. So
you said you started Springs, but you didn't really enjoy it. So
yeah,
why did you become an entrepreneur then?
that's actually a journey, right? So
Yes.
Of course I enjoyed it initially. So when you create your first company, whatever it is, you enjoy because you hire people, you thinking about how to grow it, and it was lots of fun. You've got your own office, and you creating products for other companies. It was super fun, but it started not to be fun within years. So only after like business grow and my role changed from just the startup mode when you do everything and you have this startup wave when everything is fun. And of course, it's also resources, that I lost during these years, and you started to be more like you just tired. You are tired, and of course, I still as an entrepreneur like to try things, try and see what's going on. I feel myself like I'm missing opportunities, but of course you cannot do everything. I see opportunities in service business now, and it would be great if I can multiply myself and try different things, but I cannot just do it. And so I feel like it's just a journey, and it's just like the things that you need to go through to realize yourself and to get some experience.
But then also it's the courage to act, I believe, because you put yourself into that position, right? You could have said, "Oh no, I'm going to stick there. I'm going to continue. I'm going to hustle through it. Fake it until you make it, if you wish." But you didn't. You realize that it's not for you. You're not happy anymore. You're not the CEO type. You're an entrepreneur, but not the CEO type. So I'm going to get out of the business, and I'm gonna start something else with something that I really enjoy, and I'm going to put myself into a position where I can use my strengths. That requires a lot, like I said, a lot of self-awareness, a lot of courage, and you have to sit on your ego. Again, it's really impressive, Alex. I don't know if you realize.
Thank you. I didn't thought much about this because anyway you quit and you just feel yourself like I'm dropping this. But I think if we had a way to grow it really fast, I think even on that position I was still continue doing that, because this entrepreneur spirit in me was greater than feeling uncomfortable doing something wrong. So it was really super important also reason to quit, because I couldn't find the way to grow it fast. I think it's also important to realize the company after I quit, it grow, but not that much. And now I'm also working with my brother to just we try things to grow it, but if I think the scalability of the business for me is super important, and that's why I focus on startups, AI, and think that you can grow fast and become millionaire faster.
So because you started Elai 2 years ago now, it's in AI. And it has grown super fast, right? You're already quite successful.
It's not that you always want more and bigger and faster, but it's pretty well. So it's I would say it's medium growing startup. So we grow to around 1 million ARR, and doing pretty well. Of course, we see other startups that grow faster. It's always gonna be, but we are trying hard to scale and find the ways to grow faster. And so it's pretty good. I feel comfortable, and I think that it's a really good potential here. So we just need to work.
Can you tell us a little bit what Elai does? And because also we're talking about AI, and AI is super hot at the moment. What is I'm interested in hearing about your position with AI. We hear like a lot of people saying, "Oh, AI, it's we're all doomed." And other people are like, "Yeah, this is so exciting. We can do so many things with AI." What's your position here?
So what Elai does is we have a video editor when you can create videos with avatars that speak based on your text. So our users put text, they can like copy it from different sources, and then they can much faster create videos where there is a narrator that can speak anything they want. And also it's the other model is like when we create avatars for people. So you, for example, you can create your own avatar and create videos with yourselves, but you don't need to record yourself. So maybe for you it's not the case, but
I hate recording myself.
So maybe you can try it. Anyways, so it's like also popular model. Well, people just want to create videos with themselves, but just at scale way. So they can create videos, lots of videos, much faster. And regarding AI itself, it's of course booming right now because it's lots of technologies that are growing, lots of companies and researchers are invested in this niche, and it's just like there's also scalability of hardware that can handle larger models, larger stuff, and of course this boom of large language models that we had in the beginning of this year, where this OpenAI model GPT 3.5, it really performed much better than it was before, and it changed the way how we can use such models. Generative AI, like in our case, when we generate videos out of text, also like you can generate images, from videos from text in different way. All this gives lots of business opportunities for entrepreneurs. The thing is that it's when you go to the stage when you need to give the good quality, you need to have a good engineers, because working with AI and with ML it requires much more skills and understanding of how it works to be able to scale it. So, for example, in our case, through these 2 years, we invested a lot in our own models, and it now gives us opportunities and differentiator from other who gonna start now, because creating such technology is pretty hard, and it's hard to do it from scratch. So with AI, it's like the good point is that lots of technologies, lots of open source code, lots of things that you can already use and start, but to grow it, to change models, to scale it, it requires like more deep understanding of AI and how models work, so you can create really good products for your clients.
Do you think we are doomed, as the human civilization is doomed because of AI?
No, actually, I think it's a bit of just a scare, but again, no, like people like Elon Musk, they say that they're really afraid of AI and how we control it. From my perspective, it's more about how people are gonna use these technologies, because of course AI will improve everything, and weapons as well, for example, and like I'm afraid more of how people gonna use it. For example, countries which will use AI to create weapons, and then they can feel themselves. It's like something like a nuclear weapon. It's like something that can be just used in the wrong way. But it's not something that I don't believe that AI has its own soul or can really conquer the humanity, something like that.
Yeah.
At least for now.
Yeah, hopefully you're right. I share the same view as you. What's your big dream with your current business, Eli?
We are seeing a competition right now, and like we really feel that we are one of the like these avatars video software. And for me, like the dream is to really become number one in some of these niches, sub niches. Yeah, so we've got like okay 5 top companies, and what I really want to do with Elai is to become a number one and become a super quality product for customers. So customers will say, "Wow, Elai is like the top thing for me." And of course, using this to grow it faster, and yeah, eventually sell it. Why not? And start new business.
Yeah, because you're absolutely hooked. You said earlier the entrepreneurship spirit is very
Exactly.
high
Yeah.
in you. Yeah, entrepreneurship is a calling. That's what I believe. What is it going to take to achieve that dream?
Lots of work and lots of self-awareness as well. So I just checked this like bottleneck score and realized that you need to think about yourself, think about your company in more strategic way, and like always has time to not being in operations all the time, but have time to grow yourself and grow your business in a strategic way. So it's like strategic thinking plus work, and work-life balance, time, working proper with your schedule. So you need to be effective, and you need to think strategically, and you need to grow like lots of things, of course. But of course, I think the most important is just like working, because if you don't put enough efforts in this, you cannot create a successful startup, I think.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, but also don't jeopardize your personal life, as you mentioned. You did the transition for me. Thank you, because you were talking about the bottleneck index, which I asked you to take. Your score was around like I think it was 47%, which is not bad. And like you said, you scored the weakest on strategic thinking. And I have to tell you that every time I have people like taking the bottleneck index, this is usually one of the weak of the bottleneck, the common bottlenecks, like not spending enough time on strategic thinking. And also, you scored least on my favorite of all, which is letting go, which is really interesting considering the experience you had before. you already had the ability to let go, but what you were saying, I think, is that you need to let go more of.
Yeah, probably it's also I think it's also correlating with, for example, fundraising and like how many staff you can hire. Yeah, because you cannot let go think that your stuff will fail.
Yeah.
So it's like in our situation right now, I cannot let go everything. Yeah, but the plan is for us to we want to raise around so we can hire more people, especially like management people who can be leaders, and then you can better let go, because to let go you need more people, more stuff that you can rely this on. It's like it's good to do, but it's not always that easy.
Of course. And what is it that you would let go of?
In my particular routine now, it's like management, I would say, of like the development process. Also maybe creating of avatars as well, because it's also like we've got like the separate process of creating avatars. So it's like more into specific thing that I'm working on, and thing that I'm people that I'm managing. So it's like I'm a manager of like this number of people. Yeah, and the less number of people you are personally managing, that the more you can let go. So it's like just different thing that you can rely on other people support, for example. So I'm running product development, sales, support, and I would say product backlog development itself. So many of the things I can let go. but of course I need to spend time on like more strategic stuff, and it also will help.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is that the more you're going to let go, the more time you will free
Yeah,
to think strategy. And as the company grows, and your role should evolve into that, which means, being more and more detached from operations, whatever operations it is. In your job as a CTO, it's about like building avatars. So that's letting go.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so
yeah,
detaching yourself more and more from operation and thinking more and more in terms of strategy processes also are really important for someone in your role. You want to get there, but how are you going to get there? Which resources are you going to use? Which people are you going to use? Which tools, money, etc. And you have to make sure that that you clear a path for your people to achieve
yeah,
those goals.
yeah, exactly. I think staff and like the people that you hire is super important to make it happen,
Yeah,
because it's much easier to let go of things that you really feel that this person gonna handle that.
yeah, but it's a great way to start. But in terms of recruiting, I want to let go of that. So now
Yeah,
I
yeah,
need to find the right people.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
How has entrepreneurship transformed you on a personal level?
I don't think like it's hard to compare, because like I always was into entrepreneurship, I think. So initially when I started to work, it was more like projects, so I
Yeah,
took projects, made them, and took money. So I didn't work much as an employee in the companies, because I didn't feel comfortable. It just like was too easy and not fun.
yeah. But let me
So
ask you the question
yeah,
differently then. What have you learned about yourself?
I think that it's like, I don't know, they think with CTO transfer, right? This is what I learned through the entrepreneurship. It's like a lot of things that you learn, what you like, what you want to focus on, what you can do, what you can't do. And entrepreneurship itself is super fun, because you can do anything. Yeah, you can start different types of business. You can hire, you can think about things strategically or not strategically, and it really, I think, I don't feel myself without this. I cannot just imagine myself not doing this, because I cannot do anything else. Maybe like inside the companies anyway, doing some leader role, to think, to create something. And you always learn lots of things about yourself during this journey, of course, if you like spend some time on it,
Yeah,
spend some
going back
time on
again to
like,
self-awareness.
yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah,
really
yeah.
really important. But how do you know you can't do anything else? Because you never done it, you never tried anything else.
Yeah, so you learn that you can do things that you try, right?
Yeah,
So during the entrepreneurship you try a lot, so that's why you can know that it's not the best way to do this, or it's not the best, you're not the best person to do this. So you learn through trying. And
yeah.
in
So you've
entrepreneurship,
learned what you like and what you don't like,
yeah,
which is why today again you are in a position of CTO and not CEO of your company. You take all that experience that you have acquired now after like nearly close to 10 years of being an entrepreneur and in startup. What would be like the one practical recommendation that you would give to other funders?
I think lots of founders, especially technical, they don't think enough about clients and like the business part.
I like
So
it.
yeah, I think it's everyone is talking about this, but still, for some people, it's really hard to realize that like if you're a technical person, you have two ways. You can like find a CEO like I did, and like you two as a two founders can handle this, and like your founder will focus on business part. Or also many technical founders become a CEO, and then eventually they will like focus on business part a lot. And it's important, because you need to always, you create in business, you're not creating product. It's very important to realize that business is something that people gonna pay for, and if you just create product that not business, it won't work, because you can just create something that's nobody gonna pay for. I like what Combinator is telling. Create something that people want. It's super easy to understand, and you just need to create something that people want, and you need to try and ask people if they want this, and if they want this, they will pay for it, because they can tell you that they want this, but if they don't pay you, it means they don't really want it.
Yeah,
So,
it is very simple, but it's so difficult to do somehow.
yeah.
Because I see that all the time when I mentor startups. This is a common mistake. Getting lost into the technical solution. That's another bottleneck. Instead of getting out there and testing the solution among the people who potentially could pay for it, and they don't. It seems to be so straightforward, but people don't do it. Why do you think is that?
I think again, maybe like you just need those people. It makes sense for them to have like a founder who will have this more like business spirit, not like product oriented spirit, but business spirit, and like selling spirit, or like spirit of like creating and having these customers, real customers. Or maybe just not, again, maybe for those people, they want to focus on product, and it's not that type of thing that they want to do, and that's why they struggle with it. They always like, I can do it later, because they don't want to do it. But if you don't do it, your business will fail. So
you think they're afraid of talking to people?
No, maybe not afraid, but just like, okay, they don't really want, and that's why they delay it, because it's not something that they want to do. So I think it's personal thing, and founders need to realize for themselves like what's going on with them, and like what should they do. Or like some people just like products that they build too much, and they think that the product is cool, but it's just it's not something that it's just your opinion, right? So for example, we create feature, some founders or me or like people say, okay, this feature is cool, but okay, there is no proof that it's cool. You need always to have proofs, and maybe those founders like understanding this, that they need proofs.
Because that's very true what you say. It's cool for you, but is it cool for the customers?
Yeah, exactly.
Their voice matters more than your voice.
You don't need to do something that's cool for you, because you're not the user of your product. You need to do things that's cool for your customers.
Amazing advice. I completely agree, and I strongly encourage startup founders to spend more time talking to customers and less time talking about their products.
Exactly.
Great. One more question for you, Elai. How can people contact you?
LinkedIn. I don't know if you have like these links.
I will put the link, yes, in the show notes.
Happy to talk on LinkedIn. Our website, you can see here. It's just super simple, line.io. Facebook as well. I can leave the link. So whenever, I'm pretty open to conversation. So if anyone has questions, happy to help, happy to answer.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Alex, for your time today.
Thank you, Laurent. It was great to talk to you.
Same. And thank you for listening. Now, do you know how much of the bottleneck you are in your business? Well, then take the bottleneck index like Alex did to find out your score. You might be facing bottlenecks you're not even aware of, and don't underestimate their real impact on your business. You'll find the link of the bottleneck index in the show notes. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.